Yes, what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little transfer news rundown show update for you. We'll get into all of the latest Manchester United goings on. Oh, yes. Hope you're having a good Monday, folks. Thank you very much for joining us. Do us a favour at the start of this lunchtime live and smash that like button on it. Give us a massive like spike. You know it makes sense. Also, share us around if you want somewhere. That will help us out as well. You can repost us on X. Links pinned at the top of the live chat. Do give that little cheeky little post a share and we'll shout you out later on in the show. Welcome into the live chat legends. And also we got a new member. Welcome to Welshman Forever. Get in there, boyo. Get in from the valleys. Thank you so much for becoming a member there, Welshman. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome to Alex Moore, Samakazi, Susan, Robert, Alex. Yes, everybody who's in here. PJ, Matty Smith there. Aaron, lad, get in there. Gaz Wads, Daz Salford, Robert, Thornster, Susan, Shreshfar, Brendo, Chaos, and everybody who's in here. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got lots to get into. Hope you're having a great day. Of course, do hang out to the end of the show. We'll have a big Q&A, but of course we're going to just fire off a bit of spiel here at the start, aren't we? But thank you for joining, everybody. Right, so obviously we're waiting for the news about Bryan Mbeumo. We're hoping that it's going to be today, as we've been hoping it's going to be every day for the last 2 days. So, but there are obviously expectations that this is going to get done before this transfer window shuts. And we will be seeing, news that there's an agreement in place between the two clubs. That's the hope. Anyway, there is a little bit of a concern, obviously, that Brentford are maybe just trying to get extra money out of Manchester United and are prepared to wait a little bit longer to try and do so. So at the start of the proceedings, negotiations, Manchester United put in a 55 million combined bid. Brentford reportedly wanted closer to 70 million combined. Manchester United understood to have obviously gone back in there with another bid very close to just over 60 million pounds. And in regards to the amount of money it's going to take to get him in here, I guess it's not very much, is it? It's not very much extra, but there is just the finalisations to make in regards to structure, in regards to additional fees later on, add-ons, all this sorts of stuff's obviously holding things up. And it's very annoying. There's no issues with the player. The player's obviously already agreed in terms of the personal terms and everything to join Manchester United. It's just a hold-up going on here, finalising the deal. So I think we're going to see it today. I'm not too concerned about the actual news coming in later on today that this is going to happen. But you never know, guys. You never know. You can never say something's absolutely 100% done. But I think this one's 99% done, personally, But you can never say 100%. But I'll ask the live chat here for a bit of fun. When do you think we're going to hear that this deal has been agreed, from one of the key sources or whatever, David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano, something like that? When do you think it will be? I do think it is going to be today, guys, but I've also thought it was going to be yesterday. So, take it with a pinch of salt, obviously. Could be tomorrow, Alex. Absolutely. Tonight. I like your style. Oh, sorry, Welshman. Sorry about that, lad. Well, somewhere over the bridge, mate. Let's go, Gamer TV. Samaconda, he says, yes, lad, tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow, today, or tomorrow, Wednesday. I like your style, Matty Farrell. We'll get the here we go by tomorrow. Yeah, it's probably best to say that, really, but I mean, I do feel like today it is quite possible that we're going to hear the news. Aaron says this afternoon, this evening. Yeah, fingers and toes, this gets through the finish line absolutely. Next month. Oh, God, I hope it doesn't carry on this until after this little break in the transfer window because, yeah, as we've discussed, there are a few thoughts about Thomas Frank having an interest in him. So right now we know that Thomas Frank has verbally agreed to join Spurs. This is just from an hour or so ago from Ben Jacobs. Ongoing discussions over the backroom staff. Deal is subject to Frank's release clause being triggered, but the Brentford boss expected to replace Ange. So it looks like Thomas Frank is obviously going to Spurs. There's a little bit of a concern that if that is the case, which it is, then he might be interested in taking Mbeumo with him as well. But we've discussed the issues with Spurs and how much of a bottle job club they are. And yeah, okay, they're in the Champions League, but it's Spurs and they're not going to get far in the Champions League. And then next year they won't be in the Champions League. So, it's like, is he realistically going to not go to Manchester United just to go and play for Thomas Frank? Maybe. We're asking Gyokeres to do that with Amorim. So So maybe, but no, my humble opinion is that his mind's already made up. He wants to join Manchester United. He's already agreed to join Manchester United. He's turned down clubs that were interested in him, such as Newcastle, even reports Arsenal, stuff like that. So I think he's pretty set on joining Manchester United, this lad. Look, Thomas Frank, maybe he could have a say in things, but I don't think it's going to happen, guys. But anyway, he is close to joining Spurs, which I suppose, could maybe mean that there is still a little bit of drama to play out within this whole Mbeumo transfer. But very unlikely, guys. Very unlikely. The state of the situation is that he's joining Manchester United. So he would be a fool to join Tottenham Hotspurs right now, if you ask me. They just finished 17th. I know we finished 15th and lost the Europa to them, but still, though, it's a crazy move, isn't it? It'll be a crazy move. But Thomas Frank going over there, fair enough, could increase the likeliness of that happening. But anyway, at the moment, the whole situation with Mbeumo is more or less the same. We are obviously thrashing out the finalisations with Brentford to get the deal done. It shouldn't be too much longer. Hopefully will be today, this afternoon, tonight. But if not, then expectation that this is going to be wrapped up and all done tomorrow by the very latest. But I still am holding out hope that we'll hear something about it later on today, guys. By the way, if you're just getting in and we've got 200 legends in here, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Hit the like button on the stream. Help us get to 100 likes. Also, get yourself subscribed to the channel. We're on our way now to 91,000 subscribers on YouTube. Give us a cheeky little subscribe if you are here for the first time. And get involved with this legendary community of legends. Yeah, you go. Exactly, that's so true, Alex. He didn't want to stay at Brentford under Thomas Frank and doesn't care about UCL football. That's it. Well, UCL football obviously is not the biggest thing for him because he's not held out for a move to a UCL club, so you're absolutely spot on. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong there, bud. He was prepared to come to Manchester United while Thomas Frank was still the manager. So, I mean, you've just made the best point of the lot, really. There you go. I mean, I know Spurs is a bigger club, right? It is a much bigger club than Brentford still. It's a good opportunity, I suppose, for Mbeumo. So you never know. But I agree, he wasn't prepared to stay at Brentford, who finished actually higher than Spurs. Spurs do have Champions League, but like you say, it's not proper Champions League. When it comes to Spurs, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, they're qualified for the Champions League, but they're not really qualified for the Champions League. They finished 17th. So they're probably just going to get absolutely done up in the Champions League, you would expect. GTA 6 will be out before we hear anything. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. That's horrendous. No, not another Sancho saga. That turned out shite as well. Shreshva, we'll get into that in a little moment. Yes, we'll get into that in a little moment, boss. If we pay anything over 55, we're being scammed. I'm not so sure about that. 60 million, 62.5 million, that's our ceiling, I think. I'm going to say 62.5 million. What's the max that we should pay for Mbeumo to Brentford, guys? I think 62.5 million. Because it's exactly the same sort of deal that we paid to Wolves for Mateus Cunha. So it does make a bit of sense. They're very similar sorts of status signings right now from similar sorts of clubs. So it does make a little bit of sense. Oh, I know, Malps. It is a frustration, lad. Let's face it, Ryan Cherky is a great talent. He's going to be a great talent for years to come, I think. And I do think those City scummers obviously have got themselves a very good player there. It is a big shame, lad. Yeah, we could have gone in for him, but he was never apparently on our radar, it seems, because we've gone for the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo very early indeed. Yep, Frank was in line for the United job before we went with Ten Hag. That's true. He was one of the guys on the list. I mean, he is a very good coach. Yep, welcome to the biggest team in England. Come on. Right, okay, let's get into it then. You guys want to know about the Gyokeres stuff. You want to talk about the Gyokeres stuff? That's cool. I mean, obviously, Bryan Mbeumo should be done today. There's not too much more going on with that anyway. Don't worry about Spurs. It's more than likely going to be today or tomorrow that we hear that he's done. So don't worry about it, guys. Mbeumo to United is still full steam ahead. In regards to Gyokeres, then, so the situation with Gyokeres is, we haven't obviously had any bids or anything placed yet, but there's contact going on there, obviously. This is via Fabrizio Romano and Marco Alcaraz just reiterating that United are continually in contact with Viktor Gyokeres' entourage, as per Fabrizio Romano. This from a few hours ago. So obviously they are still got the feelers out, still trying to gauge the interest, still trying to work out a deal there in terms of this player actually wanting to come to Manchester United. Obviously it's very common that personal terms get agreed between a potential new club and obviously a new player before any transfer agreements are in place between clubs. So that can be done behind the scenes type thing, just at least verbally anyway. So could be in contact there obviously with Victor, trying to convince him to come. That's what it seems like. We know that he's seemingly interested in joining Manchester United even without the Champions League football. Champions League football is obviously going to be a big draw for a lot of players. The top players want to play in the UCL. Gyokeres, though, he is playing for Sporting in the UCL right now. Unless a Barcelona-type team come in for him, I think he's going to be quite interested in coming to us, because we should be capable of getting back into Europe very soon with the signings that we're making as well. And he knows the Amorim factor, obviously, at the football club. That's going to play its part in regards to maybe convincing him to come a little bit. Maybe not that much. I mean, we've just discussed about maybe Mbeumo and Thomas Frank and all that stuff at Spurs. I mean, it's Spurs' end of the day, and they're failing right now, apart from they did win the Europa and the Champions League. Piss off Spurs. But Man United have been failing as well. So from that perspective, a player like Gyokeres, still, I believe it's very unlikely that he's going to choose us over one of the top giants in European football right now, if they come in for him, which is an if, because right now it just doesn't look like anybody else is going in for him. There might have been some speculative talks. I mean, there's actually some interest from Saudi now, which I'm not worried about, because who the heck wants to go and play in Saudi Arabia, to be fair? Fair enough, you're getting a load of money, but it's not the Premier League, it's not Manchester United. This guy's in his prime. So I'm not too worried about that, but there is actually reports now coming out that Al Hilal, Al Nasir, various different Saudi teams are actually interested in Viktor Gyokeres and trying to convince him to go and join them. I don't think he's going to be interested in joining a Saudi club right now. You do never know. I mean, we've seen lots of players who could have stayed in the Premier League or played for top clubs go over there, be it, whoever, Tony, Mitrovic, Paulinho, lots of players have gone over there and chosen the cash. So if they did go in for him and did put in a big meaty offer, it would be a bit concerning. It would be a worry, because it's just another obstacle we have to potentially deal with, another club that could convince him to go. So never mind these European super giants. That's obviously not happened just yet. There's no interest, it seems, from the likes of Barca. But for other teams to be interested in him, there is some interest, at least from Saudi Arabian teams. But again, it's very unlikely that he's going to want to leave Europe and go to play in Saudi at this stage of his career. That's the time to go over to Saudi, really, in my opinion, is when you are 30 plus, more so, even 33, 34, 33, 32. So somewhere around about there makes sense. Bruno was considering obviously going over there for around about 31 years of age, whatever he is. That's a time to go over there. Not when you're in your prime, not when you can still compete for Champions Leagues, potentially anyway, obviously not at United right now, but you know what I mean. Or win big European leagues. It's much better, obviously, for your legacy, and it's important, and obviously you can still get paid ridiculously well. So I really hope that there's no legs to this Saudi news, and I really don't think there is. I don't think we have to worry too much about it. Gyokeres doesn't want to join a Saudi team, it seems. He wants to join a European side, and he's already open to joining Manchester United. So that's really the latest on it. We are in contact with Gyokeres. We haven't submitted a bid yet to Sporting, but we are expected to be submitting a bid somewhere in the region of around about £55 million. There's an understanding that that's the sort of figure that's going to take to get this guy in, which is actually quite a reasonable amount of cash. We might end up paying a little bit more than that, but it seems like a reasonable deal. Not a huge amount of money. There's talks of us trying to get basically an agreement in place reasonably soon, but the reality is it's probably going to take a little bit of time. Gyokeres is going to obviously assess his options. There's a little break in the transfer window now as well. We are currently still working on Mbeumo. Once that's done, then I think you'll start to see us turn our attentions properly to the Viktor Gyokeres signing. But we reportedly are in contact with them. Again, I would not be surprised if you heard a report that we've bid, because it's imminent. We're surely going to try and get this guy. We absolutely need him. He does represent decent value, even at 60 million. He's also a player that Amorim really likes and wants, and would be perfect for this sort of system that he's trying to do as well. Plus, his goal record is just phenomenal. 54 goals in 52 over in Portugal last season. That's just ridiculous. So you've got to say, it would be a real signing for Manchester United right now, especially considering we don't have the Champions League to offer these players. So if Amorim can convince him to come, if Man United can get the deal done, it's shaping up to be a fantastic window. Let's stay positive. But again, my thoughts are still only 40% that we'll sign this guy. Get your predictions in there, or not your predictions, get your percentages in there. We're gonna play this throughout the window a little bit here. How realistic do you think it is that we've signed Gyokeres? I'm saying 40% right now. I honestly think there's still a very big possibility he ends up going to a big club in Spain or wherever, someone who can offer him a little bit more in terms of Champions League football and challenging for things right now. I hope that he wants to join United, but there's still a possibility he gets his head turned. That's what I'm worried about myself. So I'm only 40% at the moment, and I'm sticking on that at the moment, but you never know. Okay, so you're 100% interesting, 50-50, 3%, 50, 75%, 70%. You think United will wait too long? Great point, because if we're going to get this guy, it has to be kind of now. We kind of have to convince him now, and he might be, like I say, quite patient to assess his options. No need to rush into anything when there could be lots of other teams interested in him soon as well. So there you go. I mean, it depends on the player, really. It's all about what he wants. He might want to reunite with Amorim and play for one of the biggest clubs in England and one of the biggest clubs in the world. Still, we are a massive global brand with hundreds of millions of supporters around the world, and we generate hundreds of millions of pounds every single season. So we're not going away anywhere, really, even with the Glazers shithouses at the wheel. We still are capable over a period of time of spending a lot of money, of competing. And if we get things right, well, there's a great opportunity for some of these players. So, yeah, we've got to pounce now, though, and try and get him to come. Otherwise he may well end up going elsewhere, because you can't take a long time over this sort of a deal. 100%, 80%, 25%. Yeah, a bit more realistic, Daz. I think you're spot on, really. There's chances elsewhere for him as well. We have to remember that. But I do agree that if we're going to get him, now's the time. 85%, 69. Respect. Fair enough. Well, quite a lot of positivity coming out in the live chat there. That's good news. I like it. I like the positive vibes in the community there. But ultimately, it would depend on United's bottle, won't it? That's it. Are we capable of bringing him in? Do we have the ability to move quickly and get some personal terms agreed and then agree a deal very swiftly with Sporting? I do have my doubts. We seem to have quite a decent relationship in the past with Sporting, even recently getting Bruno Fernandes from them. Obviously, the likes of Nani, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. So we've had a working relationship over a long period of time with Sporting, which also favours us a little bit because, certain clubs don't like to deal with certain clubs, do they? We don't like to deal with Barcelona, for instance, or, there's lots of clubs, really, that don't get on in the transfer window. And we don't have that issue with Sporting, so it could be done pretty quickly if we are prepared to table a bid very quickly. So Sporting might well want to deal with us early doors, get the money in early so that they can then reinvest, plan for the new season, etc. Makes sense. So hopefully Sporting, if they did receive an offer from Manchester United, would be quite swift in acting on it as well, and not be prepared to play the waiting game all summer long in order to try and squeeze money out of Manchester United, like some clubs do. Hopefully, because of that relationship and the reasonable sort of figures we're offering for their players over the years, hopefully they will play ball. So that's the latest really on Gyokeres. We're in contact. I mean, there's still Arsenal. Arsenal still has an understanding that they've got an interest in him. We know that Sesko is their main target, but here's an update just from a short while ago earlier on that says that this is from Sky Germany. Arsenal are yet to agree a deal with RB Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko, but the next round of talks have been scheduled. So it does seem like they're working on Sesko still. They might put the feelers out to Gyokeres as well. That's certainly a possibility. The longer we let this go on, the more likelihood that it is that he does end up getting an offer from someone else. So, yeah, Arsenal yet to agree a deal with Sesko. Perhaps that means that if they can't agree a deal, then they would turn their attentions to Gyokeres. There's also a speculative report here, which is from the Daily Mirror, so just, take it with a massive pinch of sodium. Chelsea could be set to rival Arsenal for the signature of Benjamin Sesko this summer, with the Gunners yet to make up their minds on the forward. Sounds bollocks to me, but because they've obviously got Liam Delap in there and stuff. But you never know. But that does sound bollocks. Let's hope that's not true, because if that is true and Chelsea pinched him or someone else pinched him, then Arsenal probably will go for Gyokeres, won't they? Which is a worry. So we just got to hope that this whole deal with Arsenal and Sesko goes to plan as well, and they can sign him, because it just takes one club away from the whole Gyokeres deal as well, which would be excellent for us, because then we could just have free reign to go and get him. Olmo, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way, there, Olmo. Really appreciate you, lad. Get some big love in there for Olmo. Appreciate the tippage, lad. Also, if you're just getting in the stream, guys, do us a favour and smash that like button. We're over 130 likes already. Big up the Bacon Brigade, the mighty community of Dons and Donesses. Thank you very much for sharing the show around as well on X. Links pinned to the top of the live chat there. Also, get yourself subscribed. We're very close to getting to 90,500 subscribers. We're only 9 people away. Is there 9 legends out here who are not subscribed to this channel? If you don't know the channel, we cover all the Manchester United latest news every single day. We jump on for the breaking news, but we also, as standard, even if there isn't anything imminently breaking or whatever, we as standard cover the news in terms of the morning news around about lunchtime, which is what we're doing now. We usually start about 12:30, 1 p.m, that sort of time. And then also we do an evening show every night around about 10 p.m, covering all the latest evening news and any breaking news that may come out at night. So make sure you get yourself subscribed to the channel, click the bell icon so you don't miss the notifications. And then on top of that, any other big breaking news that happens immediately, we'll always jump on and cover it. So nice one. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for the super chat there, by the way. Really appreciate that, Olmo, lad. And everybody else who's in here, get yourself subscribed. We're creeping up there to 90,500. Okay, so what's this? What's this now? Garnacho. Well, Garnacho's another piece of the puzzle, isn't he, really? If we are going to get Viktor Gyokeres, it's expected like a player like Garnacho is going to have to go. Maybe not first, but certainly this summer. So I think the funds are available for us to go and sign Gyokeres now if we need to. That's not the issue. The issue is just balancing the books and balancing things up, obviously, over the course of a summer by moving lots of players on. We've got some information on the likes of Garnacho and maybe clubs being interested in him, such as West Ham, even Al Nassr, to reunite him with Cristiano Ronaldo, which is not going to happen. If he went to Saudi, he's just a complete mercenary melt at 20 years of age. And then there's other clubs apparently in the Premier League as well, such as Aston Villa, I should say. Aston Villa, who are reportedly interested in Alejandro Garnacho. A couple of clubs in Italy, maybe Napoli, reportedly interested in Garnacho. So there is some clubs that are interested in Alejandro Garnacho. There's no offers on the table just yet. The situation there is still the same. Obviously, he will be leaving Manchester United this summer. As per reports that all parties have agreed that's what's best. So Garnacho wants to go. Amorim's happy for him to go. And also Manchester United are happy for him to leave as well. Obviously, we're going to have to generate a decent amount of cash in terms of a transfer fee to sell him, because they're not just going to give him away. But I think we can get, personally, 45 million, 50 million, 55 million, somewhere in that region for Alejandro Garnacho, which when you think about the potential deal for a player like Gyokeres, I mean, it's covering most of that deal. So Garnacho is definitely wanted by several clubs. Maybe it will take all summer long. It could do, couldn't it? This is the sort of transfer that might take a long time, because there might be a few different clubs interested. There also will probably be some low ball offers. Let's face it. These teams are going to try and get Garnacho on the cheap, like most teams do. We never sell well at this football club. But he's slightly different, obviously. He's not on crazy money. He's 20, he's young, he's a great player, obviously. He's still got bags of future potential. So he's got to be a decent price tag. So we should be able to get most of the Gyokeres money back for him. Nice one, Jamie Riley. Keep your eyes on the road, bud. Bloody hell. Crikey. But thanks for getting in here, you legend. Yeah. Okay, so it's for the Garnacho situation. Yeah, we're looking to sell him, aren't we? We'll keep up to date with what's going on there. Also, Rasmus Højlund, another little update from Gazzetta in Italia, says that Manchester United want an initial loan deal plus an obligation to buy for around 45 million euros for Rasmus Højlund. He's expressed an openness to return to Serie A. His agents had a meeting with Inter in the last few days. So this sounds promising, guys. See you later on, Rasmus Højlund. Thanks for the poor memories, mate. We know his comments the other day when he was on Denmark duty. He was asked about his future. He said he doesn't really read speculation or any guff like that. And he's essentially said he was basically happy at Manchester United. He's got a 5-year contract at Manchester United until 2030, and he expects to be playing at Manchester United. So that's what he said. But obviously Manchester United might have other ideas. Amorim might have other ideas, especially if we're trying to get Gyokeres on the books. Getting Rasmus out makes sense. We've still got Chido Obi. We could still bring in another forward player as well to score some goals and play a second or third striker sort of role for us. Rasmus is proven guff, unfortunately. Still has potential, still young, still could turn it around. But for Man United, he's proven guff. Say it out, it is. Gash. 3 goals in however many games in the Premier League this season. Pathetic stats, pathetic season. So you've got to try and move him on. A loan deal makes sense, I suppose, because Man United may well think at some point in the future this guy actually might be all right. We were talking about Viktor Gyokeres, weren't we, and how unbelievable his strike rate was this season gone. 54 goals, 52 games. But it wasn't the case 5-6 years ago. Go have a look when he was in the Prem, or whatever. Like, his record, not the same. He's obviously grown, he's developed, he's got the experience, he's got that added quality, he's improved, he's physically gone on leaps, So you've got to say there's a lot that can still come from Rasmus Højlund in the future. But right now, he is a 2 out of 10 player. Literally, he is 2 out of 10 in terms of what we need. We need a 9 out of 10 up there, or a 10 out of 10 standard player. He's a 2 out of 10. So we can't rely on him. He has to be moved on. A loan move makes a bit of sense, though, because perhaps if he was to do well, we've still got the option there to maybe give him a chance in the future, which I'm not thinking about now because he's gash. But maybe, I could understand the club wanted to do that. Just get him off the books for the season, get him playing regularly somewhere, maybe get his confidence back. Also, it wouldn't hurt necessarily in terms of trying to do a deal in the future if he has a good season. Just look at the whole Antony situation. Antony was pretty much unsaleable a few months back, and then few good months out on loan at Betis, and now he's wanted again. So it's definitely a possibility we loan him, but hopefully we sell him. But anyway, it's possible an obligation to buy for around about 45 million euros could be added. What does that even mean, though? Obligations to buy? I mean, Chelsea supposedly had an obligation to buy Jadon Sancho, and they had to obviously pay us 5 million if they didn't want to fulfill that obligation. So they had a break clause. So I guess we'll have another one of those break clauses in there, won't we? Which means that, the club, if they decide Rasmus is truly gash and only scores 3 goals for them, maybe they don't want to buy him. So I don't know, really. It's better to sell these players, I think, personally. But I can understand why they'd loan him, but in my opinion, get the money in right now. Never mind loaning out players and looking to get 45 million euros later on. What's the point of that? They probably just give him back to us because he'll probably have a gash season. So hopefully sell him, even if it's for less money. So they're talking about 45 million euros there as an obligation. Well, 40 million euros right now, 35 million euros over 18, 24 months, whatever. Just get him off the books. As sad as it is to say, good player. Last season at times looked all right at times, didn't he? Thought maybe he could progress into a decent player. Good physicality, good speed. Nah, just hasn't flourished, hasn't been able to handle it at United, and just generally bottled it. So, yeah, Rasmus Højlund is still expected to be wanted by clubs in Italy, maybe like Inter. So he's expressed an openness to return to Serie A. Reportedly, his agents had a meeting with Inter in the last few days. So Inter Milan are one of the key teams that are interested in him. But like we said, they may well just be looking at getting him on loan. But that might suit Man United anyway, if they want to try and develop him or see how he does over the next season. And then also they could chuck in there an obligation to buy or an option to buy. So that's the situation there with Højlund. The only other players that are really being talked about right now for Man United sales is Antony dos Santos, another player that obviously is going to be wanted by a couple of teams. Betis, they're supposedly having a meeting with Ante's agent this week. That's a possibility. Obviously, they did already have him this season. They liked him. He did well there. He did really turn it around. So he's definitely got a chance there at Betis. If they can make the deal work financially, which is an issue, then perhaps you could see that happen. If not, then the old Dutch Kojak over at Bayer Leverkusen with his big fat wad of cash now, because of the player sales they've just made, obviously, are going to be interested in him as well. Erik ten Hag I'm talking about, by the way. He might well go and get Antony. So Antony is expected to be on the cards for going out reasonably soon. His wages are not astronomical. It's not a huge problem. Also, Højlund is also expected to be wanted in Italy. So those are serious movements that are being discussed. But again, it is frustrating with Manchester United, isn't it, that we can't sell players. As much as I think this window's looking very positive at the moment for us, and we've had a good start to the window with bringing in Matheus Cunha and working on Mbeumo and getting that done at any moment, and then obviously turning our attention to Gyokeres and being linked with loads of players. We're always linked with loads of players. As much as that's all great and everything, the actual outgoings is going to be an issue for us. So these outgoings have to not just finance deals, but it's important to get rid of players to be able to actually improve the squad, free up some wages, free up some space in the squad, and also to get a tighter squad and get rid of toxic melts from the squad as well. There's actually many reasons why we have to get rid of players. It's not just about money. So I would love to see us do some ruthless business this summer, getting rid of players. We know Ericsson, Lindelof, Evans leaving. Well, they're not major problems anyway. They're just backup bit parts, whatever. The actual key is to get rid of some of these melt bags who are on big money, such as Jadon Sancho. Now, Jadon Sancho, obviously on £300,000 a week. There is a new report here coming out that Jadon Sancho is wanted by Al Hilal after missing out on Victor Osimhen. Get in. Let's hope that that's the case, please. It's the perfect move for Jadon. He's not going to he's not wanted by any top European sides, not for the money he wants anyway, not for the money he's on. If he wants to stay on that money, the only place to get that money is Saudi. Nobody's going to pay him close to £300,000 a week because he's guff. But he is a reasonable name. He is a decent player. He's still got a lot to offer in terms of his age. He's only 25. So if you're a Saudi team, he's actually a perfect player to bring in. He can actually play in the league for you for many years. It's the perfect move for him. He's probably just interested in the money, whatever. I mean, Chelsea literally didn't want him. He knows that there's not going to be a whole queue of teams interested in him in terms of the English top flight because of the wages. So Saudi makes sense for Jadon. I really hope he wants to go. I hope he's not just going to be one of these lingerers, man. One of these farts in a spacesuit who just literally stinks up the gaff for the rest of the year until his contract's done. That'd be horrible. Imagine we're losing 1.2 million a month just for this twat sitting on the sidelines playing FIFA at 2 a.m. and stuff. That would be horrendous. So Jadon Sancho, please just do the honourable thing, lad, and piss off to Saudi Arabia, lad. You know what I mean? I genuinely mean that. Go and play for Al Hilal. They are interested, apparently. They could have him for nothing as far as I'm concerned. If Man United let him go for free, we'd all be happy, wouldn't we? Smash a one if you'd be happy if Man United let him go for free. All we're asking a Saudi team, really, is to just take him on, take his contract, pay his wages. There you go. He's not going anywhere for a year because he's got 300,000 big ones coming in a week at Manchester United. But remember, in Saudi, if you stay there for 2 seasons, you don't get taxed. So if you're earning £300,000 a week in Saudi Arabia, that's actually £300,000 a week. That's double what he could earn at Manchester United. So a Saudi team wouldn't have to pay him £400,000, £600,000 a week to make it more economically viable for him. If all he cares about is money, the point I'm making is if all he cares about is money, then there's interest from Saudi teams. Go over to Saudi, please, Jadon. For a start, his World Cup campaign next season is non-existent anyway. He's not really possible to play his way back into the England setup. So I don't think he's thinking about that. Why would he? He's not in the setup at all. He's not even playing for Man United. He's totally out of sorts with the national team. So he's not getting in the team, regardless of if he stays or plays for anybody. So if he doesn't have that to think about, he should just go to Saudi. If he just wants the money, see you later on, son. Yeah. Get rid, says Canute. Let's go, Canute. Sack this melt off. Get rid. I like your style. Thank you very much for getting in there. Yeah, well, Jadon Sancho is a player we could easily move on for just to free up a little bit of cash in the squad as well. So I hope that that's true, but again, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. It's a Saudi team. It seems like there's more links with the Saudi Pro League than there is any other league right now, including the Premier League. There's so many players that they're supposedly interested in. It's insane. So they're working on all sorts of, you hear Osimhen this day, and, it's just there's so much going on there in Saudi. They're trying to convince players to come. They're chucking money around. So I would not be surprised if we could move Jadon Sancho on over there. And players like Ivan Toney have gone over there, obviously, early doors. He was much older, actually. I think he was like 30, was he? 31 or something, maybe. Can't remember now exactly. But Ivan Toney went over there, chose the money instead of staying in the league. He would have been wanted by teams like Manchester United, potentially. But he chose to chase the cash. And I've just got a feeling Jadon Sancho is this sort of guy as well. So anyway, Sancho to Saudi is a possibility. It's the only possibility, really, for him to go. this summer, unless it's a loan move. And if it's a loan move, it won't be a good deal for Man United, because let's say, I don't know, Dortmund want him on loan. Who knows? Whoever. They will pay half of his wages and we'll pay the rest. And that's crap. What's the point of that? Might as well let him go for nothing and then get him off of our books entirely. So hopefully Saudi is a possibility. Somebody's just mentioned Rashford in the chat. I mean, Rashford's situation is much the same. It's just unfortunately that we haven't got an offer on the table or anything just yet. Still expectations that Barcelona would be interested in the guy, though. He wouldn't be going to Saudi Arabia. Very much doubt that. Again, he is involved in the sort of the England national team setup, Rashford. He's hoping, and he probably will be, going to the World Cup next summer. You're not going to go and jeopardise that by going to play in Saudi Arabia, are you? It's just not going to happen. By the way, we're only 3 subscribers away from 90,300 subscribers. If you're just joining the stream, get yourself subscribed down below. It's the red button that says subscribe. Click that one down there. Also, smash the like on the stream as well if you're just getting in here. Every like helps the stream, helps push us out on the algorithm and compete with clickbait wankers and corporation prats. So give us a big thumbs up and a subscribe if you're new. Legends. When will we get rid of Onana? Yeah, tough one, that lad. That's a tough one, isn't it? I think Flubberhand's here to stay. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a team in Italy. We talked about an Italian side potentially being interested. I wouldn't be surprised if Inter were interested. He literally was a good keeper at Inter, got them to, well, I say got them to a Champions League final. Not got them to a Champions League final, but played in a Champions League final for them a couple of years back. He was good for them. Remember, he's 27. They've already had him. They've had good experiences with him. He's decent in Serie A. Crap in the Premier League for Man United. Jan Sommer is very good over there, right? But he's 36. Whatever, so he's not going to be around forever. Andre Onana could be their forever keeper. That's a great club for Andre to play for, to be fair. It really is a great club. So I could see a deal being worked out with them where he goes back there, in all fairness. Other than that, I just can't imagine there's going to be many teams interested in the guy, sadly. Yeah. Who's this twat? Oh, here we go. Hope Mbeumo does join your semi-retired money-grabbing guff melters. 2 to 3 months should see him festering as an 8-year, 250,000 week anchor. HWTL. What does HWTL mean again? HWTL. What football team's that? That's a shit acronym, lad. Do you know what I mean? That's a shit acronym. What is that? What is HWTL, guys? How are the lads? Is that Newcastle? Is it How are the lads? That's probably what it is, isn't it? Oh, goodness me. Have we got Geordies coming in here, bantering us? What? You've won 1 cup in fucking 70 years, lad. Have we got Geordies coming in here trying to banter us? Are you kidding me? Anyway, look, fair enough. I mean, we have paid players ridiculous amounts of money. We have given some players ridiculous contracts. But Mbeumo, I think, is coming, lad. You know, you can stick it up your jumper, lad. Don't pretend like you wouldn't want him. Don't pretend like you wouldn't be interested. And then Gyokeres is coming too, mate. And then before you know it, we'll be finishing above you melts once again. Mate, jealousy's not a good look, lad. Oh, enjoy your League Cup. Oh, enjoy your Mickey Mouse League Cup. Oh, the first trophy you've won in fucking 70 years. Oh, Mickey Mouse Cup. Enjoy that there, Newcastle scummers, mate. You know, that's your glory for the next century. Enjoy that one, guys. Yeah, nice. Now, you are obviously doing well. You are a decent team. You know, European football, the rest of it. Yeah, nice one, good place. Rate Eddie Howe, great coach. You know, good team. I say, yeah. But fundamentally, a much lesser club than Manchester United in every way. Even over the last 3 seasons when we've been gash. We still won more trophies than you. You know, that's the ironic thing. And better trophies as well. We won the FA Cup as well. So, come on, mate. And also, get a new acronym, lad. Get a new acronym, because HWTL sounds like a fucking hotel app. You know what I mean? That's crap, lad. Ever heard of MUFCTICTDI till I die? Oh, anyway, CR7 is GOAT. Yes, he is, lad. What an absolute... Oh, by the way, that's an account you've subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, CR7 is GOAT. See, CR7, man. What a game again from him. That goal he scored, didn't have much really action in the game, but he just comes alive in those moments and finishes off chances. Movement, brilliant for that goal. Made Cucurella look a right mug, didn't he? Oh, Cristiano, 40 years of age, still doing it. Look at what it means to the guy. I can only just hope that we get some more players in Man United's team that have that much passion for the game. He's crying his eyes out about beating Spain for the UEFA Nations League trophy. Crying his eyes out. You've got to say, the passion is undeniable from Cristiano. I'd still have him back at Man United, in all fairness. I definitely would, even though he's 40. He's still an absolute fox in the box, goal-scoring phenom, great character. Ten Hag was an absolute mug in the end, it turns out, with what happened there with Cristiano. But obviously, it's not the right time to get him. He's 40, for fuck's sake. But I'm just saying, he's still a goal threat. Thank you there, Noosh, for subscribing to the channel as well. I really appreciate that. Get in there. Big ups there, 7-inch Destroyer. Comments and said, it won't matter who we bring in as long as we got Ruben. True 1-inch Destroyer. Very true, mate. He's a great coach. He could get everyone playing well, even if they're shite players. Listen, I know what you're saying. You're slagging him off, mate. I know what you're saying, 1-inch Destroyer. I know what you're saying, 1-inch Wonder. You are slagging him off. But actually, we haven't seen the best from Ruben yet. We haven't seen anything from him yet. He needed players for his system. Imagine trying to play a system with basically 2 10s when you don't really have the proper 10s to do the job. Imagine that. Imagine trying to play a system where you've got no striker and you have a plate of jelly in goal. Imagine doing that, lad. It's difficult. If you address those issues, get some decent players in there, you will see a lot more from Amorim, I think. So just calm your boots there, lad. Chill your tits. It's still plenty of time there to be able to turn it around for him. And if we back him, give him the players he needs that will fit in his system, give him Gyokeres, who he has that history with, give him the likes of Mbeumo and Cunha, and you might just see something pretty special this season. I'm feeling positive, lad. How dare you? White Fang Moonpaw, thank you for gifting out a membership on the channel. You're a legend, lad. Appreciate that. Let's go. It's gone to Tom Porter. Welcome in. Enjoy your emojis, Tom. You are now a member of the channel. Also, Welshman Forever, thank you so much, mate. He says, Sancho, he is such a baby. Put him in diapers and a dummy. He is a cry baby. Yep, it's true. True. Let's get a bib and a bonnet on him, lad. Good shout there, Welshman Forever, lad. I don't disagree with you. Maybe he can borrow Luke Shaw's bib. I mean, I don't disagree with you. But, yeah, he needs to be sent out of the club as well, mate. You don't need prima donnas like that. That's why I've gone off Garnacho lately as well. Same thing. Like, he thinks he's literally CR7, but he's nowhere near that yet. He's got to develop and stay committed and be professional and work really hard and be more consistent and be better to get anywhere near CR7. He's never going to be near CR7, to be fair. But he thinks he is. Like, that's it. Garnacho, after the Europa League final, what he said, it's similar to the whole Sancho, Eric Ten Hag guff on social media. Not quite as bad, but ultimately, Garnacho's crossed the line. So for that reason, again, it's another player like that to get out. Rashford's another one, really. Unfortunately, he's a bit of a sulk. Bit of an ego, down tools. You can't have players who down tools when they're getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. Hello there, Harshit. What's going on there, bro? Didn't Chelsea want Garnacho? I mean, there's some rumours about it. Yeah, organised chaos says Garnacho to Arsenal. I mean, I'd imagine there'd be a lot of teams interested in him. I would have thought Spurs would love a bit of Garnacho action. I would have thought maybe, Chelsea, maybe some of the decent sides in the Premier League, but we shouldn't sell him to them. That would be absolutely stupid. If we're going to sell Alejandro Garnacho, take less money and send him abroad. See you later on. Have fun playing for Napoli. Have fun playing over in Spain. Do what you got to do. But do not stay in the Premier League, because I do think he's a very good player. Very good player. In a sort of 4-3-3 as a conventional left wing in a 4-3-3, I think he's got a great future ahead of him in the game. Great future ahead of him. Why not? Look at what he did last season for us. He was excellent last season. Won the bloody Puskas Award for the best goal of the year by anybody. It's not like he's got no abilities. He's definitely a good young player. He is 20. The truth is, he still has the potential to go on and be one of the best players in the world right now. So it's sad that we're letting him go in some ways. But then he also has the potential just to peter out and be another Adnan Januzaj. You really don't know. It depends on the player. It depends on his personality, on his character. It could go many ways for him. He could be Adnan, or he could be an actual baller. Garnacho's our next Elanga. That's what I'm worried about. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying he should go somewhere else. Because if he goes somewhere else, at least we can go, oh yeah, but he's playing in the Spanish league or whatever. But if he's playing for, say like, obviously Elanga at Nottingham Forest, we let him go on the cheap. He's gone to a Premier League rival and he's hurt us. He hurt us coming back this season against us. And then not only that, he's helping another team that's rivaling us and finishing higher than us in the table. So it's counterproductive to get rid of Garnacho to a Premier League side, I think. Yeah, Tom Porter says, White Fang, thank you so much for the membership. Yeah, you're a legend there, White Fang lad. Thank you very much for gifting one out there, and the super chats there as well. Nice one. Right, guys, I'm just going to shout out everyone who's reposted us on X. The link's pinned at the top of the live chat here. Give us a follow on X, Insta, Facebook, all those places at Flying Pig United. Then I'm going to check the news, see if there's any updates very quickly from any of the top journos, and then we'll get a little rundown of what we've discussed and any little bits I've missed, and then we'll get into the live chat for a Q&A for a bit. Yeah, nice one. So let's have a look at this. Thank you for the 14 reposters, by the way, who've shared us around. 14 of you have reposted us. Set of legends: Aaron Homeyard, Gary Wadsley, the Butcher of Manchester, Ben Thornton, Kieran, Johnny Moontown, Ray Jones, Terry Hoskins, Aidan Vickery, Compost, Smurf, Sanjay Ramatar, the Goat, and Francois Coq. Thank you so much, you legends, for sharing the show around. Really, 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 really appreciate that, you absolute dons. Okay, okay, very quickly then, let me just do a rundown of what we've been discussing. So United in continued contact for Viktor Gyokeres, not an issue. Arsenal yet to agree terms with Sesko. Could prove an issue for us if they can't, but hopefully they can. Thomas Frank is imminently joining Spurs after a reported verbal agreement. Ongoing discussions over backroom staff, etc. But looks like Thomas Frank's going to Spurs. There's an Mbeumo link. I don't think there's too much going on there. Obviously, last night we reported that Manchester United made direct contact with Sporting regarding Gyokeres. Club-to-club talks to continue over the coming days. So we know there has been some, at least, initial interest registered. Reports from Marco Alcaraz suggest that United have been informed of an existing agreement between Gyokeres and Sporting for around about £55 million, allowing him to leave for that figure. Man United want to try and get rid of Højlund. There's an understand we might be open to a loan move with an obligation to buy. Sancho to Al Hilal is a story that's being discussed at the moment as well. Again, it's kind of realistic because he's a bit of a money-grabbing bastard. And then the other link here, which is from L'Equipe, which is just bollocks, so I haven't even really talked about it because he'd be mental to come and join us right now. But Donnarumma is set for talks with PSG over a new contract amid interest from United and City. So he would be pretty mad to join us right now. I'm not even going to really discuss that. We do need a goalkeeper. He would be the best one we could possibly get by far. And we should absolutely try and get him. But he's not going to come and join us, mate. He's just won the Champions League with PSG. They'll pay him ridiculous money as well to stay. So it's not going to happen. But there you go. So that's the sort of updates here. Let me go check, see if there's anything quick here from any of the top journos in regards to news updates while we've been live during this show. And doesn't look like it. No, doesn't look like it. Brighton agreed to sign Diego Coppola as a new centre-back. Here we go. Clement Longley will become Atletico Madrid player from Barcelona. All agreed between club and defender. Interesting. Clement Longley joins Madrid from Barca as well. Al Hilal submitted a bid for AS Roma left-back Angelino. Ryan Cherky deal is pretty much getting done here, isn't it, with Man City? That's a disgrace. And that's it. Nothing from Manchester United in the last 45 minutes. Let's get stuck into the live chat then for a bit of a Q&A for a few minutes. Do us a favour, hit that like button once again. Get yourself subscribed. Did we? I think we did hit. Have we hit it? Wait a second. I think we've hit it, guys. Yes, we have 90,500 subscribers. Sui! Thank you so much, everybody who's hit the likes and subscribed throughout the show. Legends, we are now on 90,500. Beautiful. Only 9,500 away from 100,000. You are! Right, let's get into the chat. Thank you, legends. Yeah, he ain't leaving. Nah, I don't think so. Donnarumma on 300k a week. I don't think, even if we paid him like 400k a week, I really don't think he would come. It's just not the right time to come. I mean, I guess he could be a huge part of it. He's a great keeper, but I don't think he's looking at Man United going, yeah, that's the club for me right now. Because he's already just won the Champions League with PSG. Should be reasonably happy there. Proper Uncle Fester vibe from you there, Daz Lad. If Donnarumma comes to United, you'll eat a light bulb. It's very unrealistic. I mean, if Donnarumma comes to United, I will stream every single watch-along this season wearing a Ten Hag gilet. You know what I mean? That's how confident I am. that Donnarumma's not coming to United. Sancho wants shooting with the ball. Oh, steady on there, Paula. You're forward to more Aiden Heaven. Oh, he's going to be a great young player, I think. Yoro looks unbelievable as well. Oh, you mean these type deals? Yeah. Well, yeah, Diego Leon as well. Yeah, absolutely. According to you, when can we expect Mbeumo and Gyokeres signing? So, personally, my opinion is today for Mbeumo or tomorrow at the very latest. And then Gyokeres probably in like a month or maybe hopefully 3 weeks. Somewhere in that sort of time frame. I think once we've got the Mbeumo deal done, we'll turn our attentions to Gyokeres. And as we've discussed, we do have a good relationship with Sporting. They probably won't play too much hardball with us. So we could be able to get it done pretty quickly with Sporting once we've actually tabled bids. But again, there's possibilities for other teams to still come in. We do. If we could sell Mount, that would be brilliant. Thank you, Kay and Joey. Yeah, 45 million is good for Rasmus, I think. Well, it's 45 million euros, so what's that, like 35 million pounds or something? But even so, that's decent, isn't it? But that is, the report is anyway, just in regards to an obligation to buy with a loan. So we're basically asking for a little bit further down the line if they can have him and try him before they buy him, basically. So that would be with a loan. But if you wanted to sell him just outright right now, it'd probably be less than that, but you know, you never know. We finished, how you doing, Disco Davy Legend? We finished so low in the table, we were closer to the local farm than the glory. Gyokeres is our ticket. Yeah, Gyokeres, but you still got to get a great goalie in as well. And also you've got to try and, sell all the shit players and get a bunch of other positions sorted out. Hopefully today on my toe show. Hopefully it'll be agreed at least today. Obviously it won't be anything official for a while. But in terms of agreements, today, and then maybe official, who knows, tomorrow. Let's hope so. We can still get a here we go even when the window shuts for a week. Yeah, we can, absolutely. If there's an agreement made, then that'll be announced. Yeah, these teams can still negotiate and still agree terms. They just can't process anything. You know what I mean? So it would mean essentially there's still opportunities for other teams to hijack deals or whatever. But you can obviously have all the agreements in place, absolutely. But they just won't be able to register it with their leagues and all that sort of stuff. Ter Stegen would be a great option, but again, I just don't see it being realistic, Randon. I guess maybe if we've got possibility of Rashford going the opposite direction, that makes it a little bit more likely, doesn't it? So it's possible, because of the Rashford situation, but overall, very unlikely. Goalkeeper update. The biggest link we've got right now is Martinez at Villa. Expected he'll be available for 25 to 30 million. Understood he wants to leave Villa, and it's understood he's open to joining Manchester United. I find it a bit hard to believe because they're in a decent place right now. But ultimately, Villa can't really pay people like Manchester United can pay players. So if it's down to a financial thing, maybe he's just looking to go to a bigger club in every way other than league form. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just going to a bigger club in every way. But Man United can offer him a great opportunity there, I suppose, in that sense, because we are a huge club. Other than that, we've got links to Milinkovic-Savic. So, big 6'8" goalkeeper linked to Milinkovic-Savic. It's understood Nana is probably going to try and be sold this summer, but it might be difficult. More chances of getting Donna Summer. So true, so true. Got to love how Chelsea took 5 million off the Mount money to pay us to take Sancho back. I know, yeah, it's a disgrace, isn't it, lad? Roken Entertainment, thanks for subscribing. And Tylon, thank you guys for subscribing. If you're new, do what those legends are doing and hit the subscribe. Remember, we'll be back on tonight at 10 p.m. And, of course, we'll jump straight on if there's any breaking news today with an Mbeumo, here we go, or anything like that. We get VG, Viktor Gyokeres, and Ronaldo goes to Sporting for 1 season before the World Cup, retires with a World Cup trophy in hand next summer. Book it. Mate, I love that. I love that trash running man. So as of Ronaldo right now, he's obviously out of contract, but Al Nassr are trying to get him signed up to a new deal, and apparently he's still interested in going to play for them, but he might just be saying these things. Who knows? They probably will offer him another big, massive contract. He's amazing still, end of the day for them. But would not be surprised they're trash running, man. Would not be surprised, but he is getting obscene cash over there, isn't he? Yeah, we need the here we go today. Hopefully, Shay, hopefully, lad. We are tired of Sancho, Garnacho and Rashford. We are. And more so. More players as well. Oh, nah. Mount does my head in as well, to be honest. Piggy sold his tractor to Fundo Nana out. Steady on. Any news on getting rid of all the deadwood we have, pal? Only on 2 players, really. So, obviously, we know that there's lots of players that could go. We talked Onana, we talked Rashford, we talked, Garnacho. But realistically, at the moment, it's only really the big movements, the quick movements that could happen reasonably soon would be Højlund and Anthony. Those guys could possibly, go out. Antony to Bayer Leverkusen, Antony to Betis could be agreed reasonably soon. You never know. Obviously, there's no bids or concrete talks right now, but that is on the table. And Rasmus Højlund to Inter or somewhere in Italy is also likely as well. And then obviously we know there's teams interested in Garnacho, but I expect that to drag on for a long time. Same goes for Rashford. I expect that to drag on for a long time. Same goes for Sancho, even though there's interest now apparently from Saudi. Expect that to drag on a long time because they're talking about huge wages, huge money. All those sorts of deals tend to drag on a little bit, don't they? Not a bad idea, Højlund study under Ronaldo. Yep, Ronaldo said he's staying at Al Nassr. Yeah, there you go. He said that, but you never know, do you? But there you go. He obviously hasn't signed a new contract yet. And Mbeumo, we need his key to our attack next season. His speed will move the other team back in their own half, pushing us up more at the pitch, the front on the attack, less pressure on our defence. Good shout, Marcus. Yeah, very good points. Very good player, off the ball as well. So I agree with you, lad. Onar's going to get loads of goals in again. Signing Cunha is not a proper signing for United. They need something bigger. Well, it's not enough. I mean, it's a very good signing on its own, but it's not enough. Spot on need a lot of new signings as well. What's the name of the giant keeper as mentioned last week? It's Milinkovic-Savic. Milinkovic-Savic. I'm guessing he's the midfielder, Milinkovic-Savic's brother, right? Gotta be. Gotta be. So, obviously, they got a footballing family. You got, what's his face, Millie Savic, who plays in midfield, and then you got that other lad who's the goalkeeper. See Ronaldo's private jet at many airports about a month ago. Google the price of his jet, 75 million. Oh, my goodness me. Crikey. Well, he is pretty much worth like $1 billion, isn't he? White Fang Moonpaw, thank you for the super chat. Sell Trashford and get Martinez. Love that, White Fang. There you go, easy. Easy. Completely agree with you, sir. Get it done. Onana, thank you for the super chat there, lad. Onana is the Sterling of goalkeepers. What do you mean Barcelona won UCLs in La Liga with ter Stegen? No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if it's possible, I suppose, that we could convince a big goalie to come. It's unlikely. I still think it's way more likely to pinch Martinez from Villa. Let's go, Jason. And also I just don't think like Donnarumma, ter Stegen, these guys would be interested in joining Man United right now, just being honest. Should have kept De Gea, most definitely, yep. Cake says Spurs have clamped down on Mbeumo, Piggy, what now? What do you mean they've clamped down on Mbeumo? What does that even mean? He didn't want to stay at Brentford, mate, and play for Thomas Frank. What makes you think he's going to go to those Spuddy melts? Milinkovic-Savic, isn't he the Serbian midfielder? That's what I mean, yeah. So there's a Serbian midfielder called Mili Savic who used to play in Italy and now, oh yeah. But then we're talking about the goalie, lad. The goalie, Mili Savic. Cunha and Mbeumo are fantastic first signings for Amorim's project. Definitely, lad. And Aiden Heaven looks really good. And Dorgu's still got potential as well. I know, Costa would be a good shout, mate. Diogo Costa would be a good sign, and I agree. He's another good option. Maybe Højlund to Inter won't happen since Inzaghi left. New coach may not be interested. True. I mean, trash runner man, fair point, lad. But I would imagine that as a club, they still would be interested. Plus Onana as well. Højlund known to Sporting. Bidding war from Mbeumo kicks off soon. Yeah, I don't know about that bottom list, mate. The deal's pretty much 99% done, it seems. You can never say fully, obviously. Maybe Spurs do come in. 3 priority striker goalkeeper to stop losing. If Spurs get Mbeumo, it makes them bigger than United Pig. Who would have thought it? It really doesn't, mate. It really doesn't, mate. Come on. They've literally never won the Champions League. They've never won the Premier League. They've never they've never lost their virginity. They're definitely not bigger than Manchester United, mate. What are you talking about? Are you mad? End of the day, they'll just have a few poxy games in the Champions League, then bottle out and finish mid-table again, probably. Nobody panic, can't get any worse, surely. Højlund to Napoli in a swap deal for Victor. We should go for Lucas Chevalier for our goalkeeper. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen too much of him. I've seen a couple of games. I know he's quite young, isn't he? I think he's like 22, 23. So with that comes good potential, but also with that comes a little bit of worry for me that he might not be quite ready for the big task at hand. We don't need another young keeper who's going to have to develop and learn, Obviously, if you're good enough, you're old enough, but it's just a worry, especially coming from a different league. Yeah, it does. It does, Daz Salford, mate. Or is it tomorrow? Either way, yes, it's very soon. I think it's the 10th now. Is that 10th at midnight or 10th the next night? Who knows? Let me know. But yes, I agree. Thank you so much, Man United Greek fan. Much love to you, legend. Simon Cowie as well, your hero, says Spurs won't move for anyone until they confirm their manager, so there is no chance they will hijack the move. Exactly, Simon. I mean, there is a tiny chance, because even if they are putting in Thomas Frank, there's still a tiny chance that he's already had that conversation with Levy and said, by the way, Man United are signing my boy, Mbeumo. go and get him for me, please. There is that tiny chance, but it's very unrealistic. It's Spurs, mate. They don't pay the same money as us. Yeah, Spurs are an average club. United are a behemoth. Properly true. Properly true, lad. And obviously, like, we still win things even though we're not great, and there's potential for us to get back there and be one of the biggest clubs in the world again. So it's not even close, is it? Nice one, TV Addicts, lad. Price for Donnarumma has fallen. Ter Stegen is out of Barca. Well, in terms of the price for Donnarumma, I mean, he's actually available for nothing, isn't he? I believe, isn't he? Isn't his contract run out, or does it run out next year? But yeah, either way, he is actually available if there's a club that can convince him. But the reality is, it's not going to happen, mate. He's going to sign a new deal at PSG. They'll break the bank to keep him there, I'm sure. He's the best keeper in the world. Gavin Duplessis says Garnacho swap for Palace is easy. Would be amazing. I love that, Gavin. That's a good shout. Good call. I'm into that. I don't know if Garnacho would want to go and play for Palace. He strikes me as being one of these melts who only wants to play for one of the big boys. But I like what you're saying there, my friend. I do. Yep, shot tomorrow morning. Spurs are 3 teams for a tenner bargain bucket. Yeah, same here, Dan Salford. Oh, same, mate. I'll be worried about that. Thank you, James Costigan. Thanks, pal. Best Man United live chat on YouTube. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, James Costigan, you legend. Yeah, you know it. No, it is a great community chat. I enjoy chatting with you legends every day, mate. So thank you so much for saying that and getting in here. If you're new, like, subscribe, comment, get yourself involved, say hello, hit the subscribe button, help us get to 91,000. No one beats United when they want a player. Previously, that was true. In the Fergie days, it was quite true to a degree, but not anymore, mate, unfortunately. If Mbeumo goes to Spurs, I'm getting a Spurs shirt and supporting them from now on. Kate Cadet, you're about to lose your moderator, lad. Arsenal need to move quickly in the transfer window. We signed a proper DM and that's it. Yeah, it looks like you're getting Sesko. I hope you do get Sesko because it increases the chances we get Gyokeres. And Mbeumo will be announced before the 10th of June, says Albert. Go on there, Albert. I agree. I agree with you, Albert. I think it's got to be today or tomorrow, lad. It's got to be. If not, then we will start to be worried about him maybe going elsewhere or having his head turned. You'd have taken Chesney on a free. Oh, me too, absolutely. Garnacho could be gone soon. Arsenal wants him. Cake's going too far now, but I agree. He is going too far. He's just trying to get a reaction, isn't he, the attention-seeking little brat? Donnarumma's the best in the world right now. I agree. That's it. That's why it's impossible for us to get him, unfortunately. He is the type of guy we'd have been able to get 15 years ago, though. If Fergie was still here and we were up there and we were that Manchester United team that we used to be, we would have signed Donnarumma. That's the difference. Garnacho's attitude stinks. Spent too much time in Trashford. Yeah, I know. It is annoying, isn't it? It's a shame about that. And Mbeumo, here we go tomorrow, you reckon, and Gyokeres, here we go next Monday. That is very optimistic in regards to Gyokeres, but you never know, mate. Could happen quickly, as we said. Good relationship with Sporting. Arsenal not signing Garnacho. Doubt it, mate. Nah. Brentford want 10 million for Frank to leave for Spurs. That's awesome. That's awesome, lad. Hopefully they, don't play silly buggers with us and ask for a couple of million more now. Why is Kate Mr. Negative? Who does he actually support? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Tottenham win cups only by offside referee taking bribes. Yoro's going to be great, isn't he? Oh, thank you, TV for Addicts, my new favourite Man United support channel. And you know why? You're a proper lad, a proper bloke. And I fucking love it. Thank you, TV for Addicts. Top lad. Appreciate that. Lovely. When is the temporary window closing? It's the 10th. So I'm not sure on the exact time. Maybe it is at midnight, but the 10th of June, it shuts for a while. I hope we manage to sign Mbeumo, and Mbeumo, he will change our attack. Yes, true. Should be today, hopefully, Zachary, if not tomorrow. Kay thinks today. I think today, too. I think today. Today's the day. Today's the day the teddy bears had their picnic. Today's the day. People don't realise how different it is now. United have proper sporting directors. We do seem to be approaching this window slightly better, lad. He knows what I'm doing. Non-Man United supporters should have to pay an entrance fee to enter the chat. Could you imagine an Ornstein bomber tonight? Gyokeres only wants United and wants to move to Old Trafford. I could imagine that. And I think, honestly, we've got a good chance of getting Gyokeres. We're well placed, aren't we? We need him. We're desperate. He's got that Amorim link. We're well placed. But still, it doesn't mean we're going to get him, mate. I am still 40% only. Still big clubs. I expect Barca to have a try. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm worried about that. Because let's face it, Lewandowski's not going to be around forever, is he? Lewandowski's still a Don, but he's not around forever. You saw someone on Facebook say Giggs was overrated. I saw that, mate. I hate these people who say that he wouldn't be able to play in the modern game. They're idiots. Giggsy would tear up the modern game. He'd probably be even better, mate, in the modern game than he was back then. Yeah, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, 7 p.m. tomorrow it shuts. Thank you, Simon Cowell, you legend. Thoughts on Man United's new stadium plans? Pointless, Abdul. I don't like the look of it for a start. It looks like a bloody poxy minehead Butlins tent. Google it. And it's crap. I don't like it. And also, what's the point of spending $2 billion on a new stadium when we can't even finish higher than 15th? We've got to address the team first. Yes, they are, Disco Dave. Yep, they are on MUTV. At least I think they are. They usually are. Yeah, not too bad, Man United Greek fan. Just chilling, lad. Just chilling. Waiting for the news to drop. The bomber. Waiting for the bomb to drop, lad. Yeah, that'd be a great window fire night. And actually could see us getting one or two others as well, just as extra boosts to the squad. Maybe a wing back. That would be a truly amazing window, though. You found London overhyped? Really harsh. Well, I mean, I don't really like London that much, to be honest. I have been about 5 or 6 times. I'm not a huge lover of London. I don't like concrete, everywhere. Like, it's just a massive, smoggy, massive concrete sort of city, isn't it? And they all are. I don't like any big cities, actually. The only big city, big-ish city that I really sort of liked would be maybe Amsterdam, but that's because Amsterdam's not massively built up, and it's got like canals and green, like a fair bit of green shit going on. I don't know, but I don't really like cities. I'm not a city boy, so I feel the same personally. What's your league position expectations next season if we made Gyokeres deal done? Genuinely, if we get the players we need, if we get all these players we're talking about, 6th. And then the next season after that, challenge for the friggin' league, lad. Yeah. If Arsenal don't want Gyokeres, he's coming to United 100%. Hope so, lad. Still hope, still on out hope. Next step after a striker, it's got to be the goalkeeper. Not too worried about midfield because we got Mainu, Mount, Cassie, Ugarte. Bruno will be playing deeper now. We've signed Mbeumo and Cunha. Collier. So I'm not overly worried about that. A CM would be nice. Don't get me wrong. CM would be nice. I would get a wing back. I would try and break the bank for Denzel Dumfries and get him to come because that would be amazing for us. Barca won't get him. Lua is staying. Yeah, I know, but I mean long term. He's not going to be around forever. Today's the price. How old is Lua now? He's got to be getting right up there in ages. You don't like London? Yeah, there you go. Why is the window closing? When does it open again? It's closing because there's that Club World Cup. It's a bit of a strange summer this summer, so it's just having a temporary close. I think does it open again on the 16th, guys? Yeah, Giggs would destroy teams, especially the young version. Oh, so true. He was unreal. Reckon Brentford trying to get a few more million? Quite possibly, mate, yes. Piggy Weaver, tell that you can get your red coat for the new stadium. Heidi hi. Hody ho! No one mentioned it yet, but I reckon for CM Cam, maybe go for Sonse from Bilbao. Interesting shout, Kieran. Yeah, I mean, there are some speculative links about the midfield position, but not really, because it's not really the position we need to strengthen the most. Wharton's another one. Wharton's another link. Gyokeres is awesome. Never been to Kettering. Yeah, it does. It does look like a big top circus. You still don't understand why United don't keep Keane in the dressing room to intimidate the players. Because he started wearing too much fake tan, mate, and he's lost respect from everyone. That's why Roy Keane's fake tan has gone too far. You know when you've been tangoed. He's got that Dickinson's real deal look going on. You predict Man United will finish top 4 next season. No European football will go in our favour. Could do as well. I think, more easier to focus. Amsterdam was rough as toast when I went over 20 years ago. Or was it really? I mean, I'd quite liked it how it's got the canals and it's not that built up. There's nothing too high-rise. It's just, but each to their own, lad. Where the hell's Mbeumo? I want to hear we go already. It's coming. Calm down there, K-Cadet, mate. What? Stop drinking at 1 o'clock in the afternoon as well. You guys don't love us if we had a young Thomas Muller, Piggy. He was incredible. I know, that's gash, isn't it, Disco Dave? They're getting a great player there. TCG Hub says, good afternoon, Pig. Got my 3rd day of work, but I have a dentist appointment first, but I think we get the transfers over the line once we get Nacho and Rashford. So good shout there, lad. That's it. It's imperative we get a few out, isn't it? Thank you so much, TCG. I'm glad you're enjoying I hope it's going well. How is it going? But yes, well done on the new job, mate, and smashing it out, lad. Get in there, lad. Go on. Get in there, my son. What if we come 15th in the transfer window? Who do we sack? Obviously everybody again, unfortunately, mate. It'll be on obviously still the owners, and obviously if Amorim doesn't transform us this season, he's going to be sacked. If we are down there come Christmas, he's sacked. It's that simple, really. Gyokeres is a gamble worth taking, but scares me like Ten Hag bringing old team players. Cherky done today. Brentford was off on the weekend. I reckon Mbeumo, here we go today as well. Me too, lad. Dickinson's real deal. Oh, who's going to play number 6? It would be like Cassie, Ugarte, Mainu maybe, possibly, long term. Have you seen the upgrades to Carrington? It's very impressive. I've seen some of them actually, yeah. I mean, end of the day, it's just a bit of tarting up, isn't it now? You're on bloody breaking work, actually? Oh, fair enough. Stop day drinking at work then, Cake. Whether Ruben's signing does well is one thing, but the fact he's bringing them means Erik Ten Hag cannot be faulted. That's true. The pressure's going to be on Amorim now. He's going to be allowed to sign his players, and there definitely will be extra pressure on him, you're right. United need a new goalkeeper now. Will it bother you if unwanted players go to rival clubs? Depends, really. It bothered me when Elanga went to Forest and had a really good season and scored against us. That bothers me. So yes, it would bother me, absolutely. Did it bother me when Cleverly left us? No. It depends on the player, and it also depends on who's going to do what. I think if Garnacho went to a good club in England, though, he could hurt us big time, so I don't want that. Exactly, Glazers and the board drag it out. No Onana news. Don't hold your breath, mate. Soon, but soon. Hopefully, somebody will try and sign him, or will try and get rid, but not right now. So, by the way, we're going to wrap up this stream in a moment, but thank you everybody for joining us for the lunchtime live. You're a bunch of legends. Keep smashing the likes. Keep hitting the subscribe button if you're new. Over 300 legends standing here. Big up the afternoon dons. We're trying to get to 91,000 subscribers very soon. Thank you very much there, Shay Nadison, for subscribing to the channel, you legend. Get yourself subscribed if you're new. We're on here every single day, and we'll be on later on today at 10 p.m. tonight, covering all the evening's transfer news. But also, we will, of course, jump on for any breaking news as well. Nice one. Oh, your feet are killing me, but enjoying work's easy enough. But thank you for the kind words. That's awesome, mate. Oh, yeah, that's all conditioning, lad. You'll get into... your feet will get used to it to a degree, won't they? It's a shock to the system. Legend. That's awesome, though, TCG. I'm glad you're liking it, though. Chelsea will be the next season. Shay, thank you once again for subscribing. It is Gash, the new stadium. Yep, really Gash. If we get Mbeumo and Gyokeres as well as one CM, one centre-back, one goalkeeper, anything can happen, especially when we only have Premier League, EFL Cup and FA Cup. Yeah, true. We sent the bid a while ago, mate. We've been in discussions and negotiations with them, absolutely. Hey, Gee Whiz, good to see you, mate. What's going on? Better late than never. Thank you, 3187, dude. You too, Man United Greek fan. Just came to say hi for a while, my friend. You're a gem. Same to you, Man United Greek fan. F. Ferristo. You absolute legend. Thank you so much. So whoever now, and then let the coach go. That would be good business. Nah, not the coach, mate. Come on, what? Wayne, thank you, Wayne Ranikar. Appreciate you, Wayne. Would you take getting all the transfers in that we want, but we have to keep Onana? Yes, I would. As long as we also sign another goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? So Onana can be essentially Doris the Tea Lady's replacement. You know what I mean? But it would be massively a concern, mate, if we still had Onana, even if we signed all these other players playing as the number one. So I would be up for it, but only if we actually do sign Martinez and Onana essentially becomes our number 2, which I don't think he'll want to do. I think he'll want to go. Today we'll get Bryan Mbeumo. Come on. Yep, Kate says part of the improvements in Carrington include a pie room for Luke Shaw, which includes a selection of Frey Bentos pies, along with other brands and several tin openers, as Luke likes to collect them. Oh, and on that note, guys, we're going to wrap up this stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bryan Mbeumo, hopefully later today. If not, we'll hear from... The deal's probably done tomorrow. Nothing's 100%, but it's 99%, isn't it, in regards to Mbeumo, because he's literally already agreed to join Manchester United, and we've agreed personal terms and all that sort of stuff. And we're very close to reaching an agreement between the two clubs, just a few finalisations to work out. So don't worry about Mbeumo. Then we turn our attentions to Gyokeres. We still have to sell players. We're working on Højlund out, Anthony out, lots of players out, Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho. So it's a busy few weeks for us, guys. It's going to be a busy few weeks. Keep yourself locked and loaded on the channel by smashing that bell icon for notifications. Click the subscribe if you're new. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. All the links are in the description, and you can give us a follow all over there, guys. But thanks for watching, guys. Nice one, Paula. Nice one, Susan, Faisal, Madhouse, Kieran, Gurang, Man United Greek fan, everybody else who's in here. Big up the mod squad. Thank you all the mods. Thank you, Cake. Thank you, Daz, and everybody who's got in here today. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, John B. Legend. And I'll see you later for the 10 p.m. show as a bare minimum. But I've got a feeling we'll be jumping on there before then with some breaking news. I've just got a big feeling it's going to happen today. So keep a lookout. Click the bell so you don't miss it. Nice one. Hashtag Pie Room. Nice one, guys. Stay classy. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com. So check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.